Going straight ahead into it, here is another week of what I eat. I think I actually took out some meals that I ate this week because there was a lot of meals that I had going on, but still a lot of good dishes. Alright, so the first meal of this week is called Jo, and it's basically chicken noodle soup. This is actually Chinese inspired, but a lot of people in Burma eat it. It has chicken ball, or like chicken in a meatball-ish kind of shape, and then it has quail eggs and also some leafy greens, and the noodles are different depending on how you like it, and it's with like a chicken broth. So this is honestly like my favorite dish in the world. I eat this all the time when I'm sick or if I'm feeling down. And then for dessert, I just had some chocolate mochi ice cream. I forget the brand of this, but I hate the mochi on the outside because it's not chewy, and it tastes really thick, but the chocolate ice cream is really good. And then the next day, I am having some ramen. I'm boiling up. This is my favorite ramen in the world. This is Jin ramen. I eat this all the time after I go out, like clubbing and stuff like that when I was in Korea, because it's a really nice, savory, spicy ramen that just tastes really good, honestly. So I am boiling this. So I'm gonna put an egg in there because I always like eating my spicy ramen with an egg. I'm making sure that I cook the egg white and a little bit of the egg yolk without fully cooking it through. So at this point, I took it off the heat. And I'm gonna eat some of my soup dumplings that I have left over, and also some kimchi. I'm gonna put some of the vinegar sauce into the soup dumplings already and one-shot it. The soup dumplings are amazing. It's from a local Chinese restaurant near me. I honestly really love the packaging because it's so easy to eat, although it is a lot of plastic, I know. And I'm doing a little happy dance, but that is what I had for another meal. Alright, and then the next day my dad made this like stir fry. It's just cabbage, carrot, I think pork, and then we had some quail eggs left over from the Jo over rice. It's actually a really simple dish. I think my dad just sauteed this with like oil and salt. And then I'm having a smoothie. This is from Revised Superfood, and it's the berry blue. And in addition to that, I'm having some these are called Kima Palata, and basically it's like it's Indian inspired. Inside it has beef, and then outside it's kind of like a croissant-ish, not really croissant, but it has like the buttery flakiness like a croissant with. I don't know really how to describe it. My mom also made this like onion lemon garnish to put it with everything just to make it a little bit more like refreshing. And then the next day, I believe I am making or I'm reheating pho. What I'm doing is just boiling the pho soup, and then I'm putting in the noodles first. Last time I put in the meat first, and my meat, it became a little tough. So I'm gonna put that later on when it's almost close to the completion of heating everything up, and I'm actually going to leave the meat on top so that it doesn't cook thoroughly, but the heat and everything will still, cook it well so that I don't get salmonella. And then I'm just gonna top this off with bean sprout and some mint leaves, and also spritz it with lemon just to give it a little bit more flavor. And then I am going to mix some hot sauce with hoisin. This will be what I use to dip my meat with. One day I am going to try. I've tried making like pho before. It's just super hard because it takes a while to make the broth and everything. So I'm just gonna continue to support my Vietnamese restaurants and get takeout. Alright, and I guess in addition to that, I have this pink lychee lady drink from iMilky, and that actually tastes really good. It's really refreshing. It tastes like watermelon and lychee, which you already know I love that drink. And then for the next meal, I'm actually making pesto pasta. So I actually don't have a lot of ingredients. So what I'm gonna do is I'm boiling up hot water for my pasta, and then I am going to saute some green peppers, and I'm just gonna cook this in olive oil. And I could have actually used the oil from the pesto, but for some reason I didn't think about that. Anywho's, and I'm not going to salt or pepper my peppers, just because I'm going to add a lot of salt to my pasta, so my pasta will have a lot of the saltiness. And then I'm also adding in hot dog sausages because that's what I have as protein. I wanted to add tofu, but I didn't have any firm tofu at home, and I'm just using, I believe this is, I don't know my pasta, guys. Is this penne? Is this? Yes, I'm going to use penne pasta. And then this is just pesto that I bought from a local butcher shop near me. I'm just going to add that. I've never tasted this pesto before, so I didn't know if this had like a lot of salt or whatever in it, which is why I refrained from adding any salt and pepper to my bell peppers. So I'm just gonna mix that all in, and then once I have my pasta cooked, I have my pasta cooked to like al dente because I'm going to still boil and cook it in the saute with everything, and I didn't want it to be like mushy because I've done that before and I didn't like it, and I prefer for me to continue cooking it in the pan rather than having it mushy and being unable to revert it. The pesto is quite salty already, so I'm just gonna add black pepper or rainbow peppercorn, and also garlic powder. And on the side, I'm going to have a glass of wine. I like having wine with my pasta because I don't know, I feel like it just goes together, you know? And I like adding ice to my wine because I feel like it's never chilled enough. And then for dessert, I'm having cookies from McDonald's, and also I picked up some donuts for Krispy Kreme, and I think this was the original. Yeah, I think it's the original, the glazed donuts. Anywho, the next day, my dad picked up this like rice roll dish from the local bakery store. I'm not a big fan of it. It has like dried shrimp and also scallion in the rice roll. I just don't like the scallion and dry shrimp, to be honest. I like the rice roll where inside it has shrimp or beef in it. Those taste a lot better. And I also had milk tea and a raisin bread roll. And then for dinner that day, this is shankasue. I think I've mentioned this before on my channel. It's a tomato-based noodle dish, and it has chicken, peanuts, and my family got the pork rinds this time around. And then we also top this off with cilantro, and this one just tastes really good. It's kind of like the Burmese version of spaghetti and meatballs, I guess. Alright, and then, oh my gosh, this day was horrible. I made this Revive Superfood Berry Blue smoothie. I actually fucked up and I moved my desk and my smoothie fell on the floor, so I had to make another smoothie. And this is the matcha maker smoothie, which here I'm just really pissed off because I had to clean up my mess and make another smoothie. But the matcha maker is really good. And on, I guess the main dish that I have was just noodle stir fried. It has chicken, eggs, and I like adding kimchi for a little bit of like a kick and heat. And the next day I decided to make sundubu. So right now I am just making my rice, so I'm just gonna clean it, and after I am done cleaning it, I know this was like a big controversy on the internet because of BBC and the way the lady had made it, but yes, we clean rice first and then put in water to cook it. Anywho's, I'm just gonna put this in my rice cooker, let it cook, and now I'm gonna cut up half a zucchini to add to my sundubu. You can put other vegetables in it too, but I feel like zucchini just tastes really good because it's a vegetable that can soak up the flavor but has a little bit of its like firmness and kickback with it. And I'm using this BCD tofu sundubu kit. Inside it just has the soft tofu and the paste for the soup. And I'm actually going to try this egg tofu that I got from the supermarket that I've never used before. It was actually a really nice addition. The egg tofu is a little bit firmer than the soft tofu, so if you want something that is still silky but has a little bit of firmness, the egg tofu is really nice. So yeah, and I always get the hot because I like my soup spicy, but I do know it has a little bit of a kick, so I would definitely try the medium and the mild if you want sundubu but you don't want that extreme flavor like I do. And then I don't know why, but I decided to add an egg as well because I wanted that runny yolk, even though I know I already had so much protein in this dish. But honestly, this is really good, and I always put it over my rice to let it cool down a little bit and then eat it because this can get very hot. Alright, and then for dessert, I'm having, I believe this is the pumpkin spice donut from Krispy Kreme. I don't know why, for some reason, I thought it would taste like superbly different, but it's not different. And then the next day, I am having onokasue. This is just coconut noodle soup. So it has egg noodles, a hard-boiled egg, chicken, and then I put a little bit of like this hot spicy flakes on it because I wanted a little bit more kick. There's also onion in here, and then my mom fried these things. I don't know what it's called. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's just fried chips, I guess, and she sprinkles it on top for a little bit of like contrast in texture and also for a little bit of crunch. But yeah, this is a really like hearty meal that I love. And I believe I still had mooncake left over from Mooncake Festival, so that's what I'm having. And I always get the one with double yolk because those are the best. Anyways, that is it for all the things that I ate last week. If you like this video, remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all in another week with more food content.